Once upon a time, in a land divided by frost and flame, there were two powerful kingdoms, the kingdom of ice, ruled by the gentle but cold-hearted Princess Isolde, and the kingdom of fire, ruled by the fierce and passionate Princess Ember. These two princesses were born on the same day under the same moon but in opposite lands. Their mothers were twin queens who once ruled a united kingdom called Solaria, where all elements lived in harmony. But after a mysterious storm long ago, the sisters split the land in two, one ruled ice, the other ruled fire. As they grew up, Isolde and Ember were told stories about how the other side had betrayed their ancestors. So, they blamed each other for the destruction of Solaria. Every year, when the season of balance arrived, a magical time when both ice and fire powers were at their peak, they would challenge each other to duels. Ice versus fire, frost versus flame, each trying to prove who was stronger. But something unusual happened during the season of balance this year. A dark, swirling storm appeared in the sky, larger than anything anyone had ever seen. It wasn't rain, snow, or heat. It was pure chaos, sucking energy from the land, making crops wither, lakes dry up, and mountains crack. It was called the Shadow Gale, a curse from the ancient days of Solaria. The royal wizards from both kingdoms consulted ancient scrolls and revealed the truth. Only the heirs of ice and fire can stop the Shadow Gale, but only if they stand as one. The news spread across both lands. The people begged the princesses to unite, but old rivalries ran deep. "I will never join hands with Ember," Isolde shouted. "She'll freeze my heart before I even blink," Ember growled. Still, as the storm grew stronger, threatening to destroy everything, both princesses began to question what they had been taught. What if the stories were wrong? What if their anger was part of the curse? Finally, when the storm reached the capital border where ice and fire met, the princesses had no choice. They met in the Valley of Whispers, the last neutral land untouched by the storm. "You stay out of my way, and I'll save the kingdom," Ember said. "No. You stay out of my way," Isolde snapped. Then a deep voice echoed from the sky. "Alone, you are sparks and frost. Together, you are the light." The valley trembled. The storm was watching. Suddenly, a child ran into the valley, barefoot, from the edge of both kingdoms. His voice was small, but full of hope. "Please, we need both of you." That moment melted something inside both princesses. Ember looked at Isolde. Isolde looked at Ember. And they reached out their hands. For the first time in centuries, ice touched fire, and neither melted nor burned. Instead, a warm glow surrounded them. They combined their powers. Ember's fire burned away the storm's poison, while Isolde's ice trapped its winds. The storm shrieked, swirled, and finally, vanished. The sky cleared. Flowers bloomed across fire-scorched fields. Snow sparkled on mountains that had cracked from heat. The kingdoms were safe. From that day on, Princess Isolde and Princess Ember ruled together, not as rivals, but as sisters of balance. They rebuilt Solaria as one kingdom, where fire warmed the frozen lands, and ice cooled the hottest deserts. Children grew up hearing their story, not of war, but of unity. Glowing Star Moral: unity is stronger than rivalry.